Now we're going to be discussing about how much you need a pre-approved for, what goes into a pre-approval, and talk about some of the ratios that the lenders look at for your pre-approval. So how much you can get pre-approved for depends on certain scenarios. Depends on your income, depends on your debt level, where the ratios come into play, and also on your credit score. Now there is some credit score minimum requirements that you need to meet for us to go ahead with an approval, right? So for example, we'll start off with credit score. So to get a mortgage or to qualify for a mortgage in Canada when you're putting, let's say, less than 20% down if you're a first-time home buyer, minimum credit scores have to be of at least 600, right? That is when we apply. So anything lower than 600, unfortunately, we will not be able to look at that application. 600 is like the bare minimum. If you have a credit score of 600, you're still going to face some challenges in getting an approval because it's not an ideal score. We feel that the average Canadian has a score of about 640. Anytime we go up to 680 or higher, that is when your chances are the greatest because that's usually considered to be a very good score at that time. 680 or higher is technically where you ought to be or where you kind of want to be. And the reason is when your beacon score is 680 or higher, you actually get qualified for the maximum thresholds that you're allowed to get approved for. So if your beacon score is 680, the maximum ratios that you're approved for your debt ratio is 44%. So what that means is you might have some existing debt before you did your application. It could be a car loan, student loans, credit cards, anything that we consider to be a mandatory payment. That plus the new qualifying payment on your mortgage, because you have to qualify for the mortgage, there's going to be a payment aspect attached to that. Property taxes, utilities. So we take a look into all of that, we take that and we divide that by your income. Now, if your beacon score is 680 or greater, that ratio cannot be more than 44%, meaning the house that you're looking to buy cannot be more than 44% of your income as a maximum. It cannot go more than 44% if you're putting less than 20% down, right? And then we also look into another ratio called GDS, which is gross debt ratio. Now this just applies only to your house that you found, only to the housing cost, right? So it goes into your qualifying payment, goes into your property taxes, goes into your utilities, and sometimes if there's a condo fee, then we will add condo fees as well. So now this number cannot be more than 39% of your total income, right? So both those ratios are very, very important. Anything above 44 or 39 is an automatic hard stop. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million in the bank. It doesn't matter if your beacon score is 800 plus. It wouldn't matter. Those are automatic hard stops. So we need to be within those thresholds for us to be able to qualify for the income. These ratios are very, very important, and also a reason why credit's very important. So we do talk about credit quite a bit. We do some credit coaching with our clients. So that's the reason why a pre-approval is very good to do. So let's say you do a pre-approval and you find out your beacon score is less than 680. Now you might not be able to buy the perfect home, right? Now your approval limits are going to be lower than what you're expecting to do. So maybe you ask yourself, oh, I can make some several changes right now and take my beacon score up to 680, maybe pay off some debt, maybe bring down some of my credit cards to a certain limit that's going to be attainable. And then maybe my beacon score goes up and I try again. All those questions are really important, and that's the reason all that stuff is uncovered during a pre-approval process. So a pre-approval process, once again, just talking about how important it can be, it could be the difference between you getting your home and not getting your home.